Hello again, Rick Brown with Dick Scanlon for the Buccaneers Report. Well, Dick, the Bucs are finally winners for the 2008 season.
Yeah, it was a little more convincing than I expected today. In fact, I thought they had a decent chance to get beat today based on last week because the Falcons were so impressive against Detroit, but the Bucs took everything away from them.
They did. They definitely did. The score 24-9. Held them. The defense stepped back up, held them to 3 field goals. Impressive performance. Held rookie quarterback Matt Ryan to 0 for 9 passing. And the first 9 passes he missed, and including interception on the 3rd play of the game. I think that set the tone for him.
I think we've seen this before. Young quarterbacks go up against the Buck defense, Monty Kiffin defenses, and there's all kinds of guys running around, flying around, speed. They're just totally confused, and today was a classic example of that. The kid didn't know what to do.
Griese got his first start for the Bucs in years, and had a solid performance, threw 460 yards, 1 touchdown. The only turnover came on when he got hit from behind on a fumble. That's his performance.
He was efficient, I mean, he knew he didn't have to win the game. He tried not to lose the game. They had a nice running game going. It didn't look like Atlanta was going to score much. So Griese's a smart veteran, and I think the experience of the quarterbacks was a huge advantage for the Bucs today.
Definitely, I totally agree. But now, do we have a quarterback controversy?
I guess not, because I mean, the guy plays and he wins pretty convincingly. I don't see how you yank him. I mean, wouldn't that be something if he changes his mind and goes back to Garcia this week? I don't see it.
But what's really funny is that he was yanked. The starting quarterback Jeff Garcia was yanked after just 1 game, and that's something that I still don't really understand. But I'm starting to learn that that's John Gruden, that he gets these whims and he just does.
It's unconventional. I mean, you don't usually. The guy had a great year last year. Maybe it's a year for unconventional things. See, Denver went for a 2-point conversion at the end of the game.
And made it.
A lot of odd things going on, but I mean, Jeff Garcia always seemed to me to be their quarterback, but there must be something there that's not being said.
I totally agree. I mean, he made the Pro Bowl last year. He threw only 4 interceptions last year. Although in his last 3 games, he has not really looked good. And that includes the playoff game against the Giants, the preseason game against Jacksonville, and then last week against New Orleans. So.
Well, let me throw this out to you, Rick. How about, what if they decided, okay, the guy's 38 years
38,
old?
38.
Let's see if we can get a draft pick for him. Maybe they're trying to trade him. You get a 2nd or 3rd round pick or something for him, because there's no long-term future in him anyway.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I can see that happening.
But then in the meantime, what about now?
Is Griese the man? Is Griese the man? Is Griese going to take this team to the playoffs? Is Griese going to take this team to the Super Bowl? I think that Griese can take this team to the playoffs, and I say that just because of the defense. He is not a high risk. He's not a Brett Favre where he's going to lose many games for you because of his reckless style.
Right.
And that's what you need with this defense. Just don't lose the game.
Defense. I mean, it's been so good for so long now. I mean, you go down there, like the Derrick Brooks, Ronde Barber, these guys have been here forever now. Is it taken for granted? I mean, This is a typical Bucs game today, 24-9. It was just established in the first quarter that this defense is not going to give up anything. So therefore, you just don't have to make mistakes and you stay in the game and you win 24-9. It was pretty much a composite Bucs win. And this has been going on for a decade now.
Not the prettiest, but very efficient.
Yeah.
Buck ball. They play buck ball.
Yeah, not pretty. And it was like 95 degrees. And everybody, you could see the Falcons just wilt at the end of the game. The 68-yard touchdown run by Ernest Graham at the end of the game, they're just kind of reaching out and they're falling down. And I mean, you can't tell me that doesn't have an effect.
Definitely, I think it does. Speaking, you mentioned Derrick Brooks. Derrick Brooks was questionable with a hamstring injury. He started today for his 194th time.
Yeah.
And 210th consecutive game played. So the streak is still alive for Derrick Brooks.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame is waiting.
Yes, there's going to be a nice bust up there. So, all right. So Bucs are 1-1. They get some help with Washington beat New Orleans to drop them to 1-1. The Falcons 1-1. Carolina is 2-0.
Carolina's off to a nice little jump, but you know, and they've beaten two pretty decent teams.
Yeah.
But we'll see. You know,
it's early.
Yeah, it's early. 1-1 is adequate,
I guess. Well, the Bucs go to Chicago next Sunday. Desmond Clark from Catholic High School, another Polk County guy. The Bucs will face him. So join us next week for another episode of the Buck Report. For Rick Brown, Dick Scanlon, we're out. Peace.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was cool.
Probably.